right, here we are in the strap today, and obviously James leaves when we put the camera on because he's ridiculous. But either way, we have Storm Chelino here coming back with a comeback. We're going to talk to him about a couple different things: training partner, training regimens, what brought him back. Obviously, we know kind of idea what brought him back. You know how good he is, and we've been seeing him on the ripping on the train so far, killing everybody. So, Storm, how you been? How's everything going? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Doing well. So I got into arm wrestling about 2006. I was pretty young then, kind of kept with it on and off. Obviously, as you guys are aware, I took about 6 years off from 2019 until 2025. Now I'm back at it full steam ahead, and hopefully going to continue for many, many, many more years after this.
Nice. Just question. How long did you train from before this? When did you start? Who did you start with in the beginning? I know kind of an idea. We'll get that in a couple of minutes after, but kind of want to ask you a couple of questions on what got you into the sport, when you started in the sport, and were you always this, so dominant, so good? You know what I mean, or did it take time? I know some guys are really good, within a year and a half. Like Logan Bittinger, he's a really good puller within a year and a half, 2 years of pulling, and there's other guys like me that or in a year and a half, 2 years or so far and so forth, and it's still going to take me, a little bit while to even get up to pro. So, what really opened you up to this sport?
So I was roughly, I would say, 12 years old, working at a restaurant local to my where I kind of like where I lived. And this guy came in and he was dating one of the waitresses there, and he was a professional arm wrestler. The guy's name's Mike Osif. He was kind of one of the 76 people back in the Northeast at the time. And he kept telling me about professional arm wrestling and this and that. And obviously, in high school, I was like one of the best arm wrestlers there. And I'm like, there's no way that this guy's a professional arm wrestler. There's no such sport. And obviously, like, you're on dial up during those times. So there wasn't like YouTube now, like where you get on there and it's just in your face.
Yeah.
And, he keeps telling me he's a professional arm wrestler. I end up arm wrestling him. And I think I like cracked his hand back and like we were just messing around like the bar table. And he's just like, dude, he's like, you have no idea how good you are already without knowing anything. You need to come to a tournament. I was just like, yeah, like I believe you, whatever. Like professional arm wrestling. And then finally he just kept coming there, and I ended up becoming really good friends with him. I started going over his house training, and I went to I don't know if you guys know who Chris Ratchford is. He was holding tournaments with Nitro back in the day, and they were in a little town called Clifford. I went there and I pulled off, I think, a second place lefty and a third place righty novice. Obviously, and like, not in a kids class, in an adult class. Started pretty much competing from there pretty heavy, going through kind of the Pennsylvania tournaments, the, Connecticut area, stuff like that. And I would say, like, if I started in November of 2006, I think by 2007, maybe not even, yeah, definitely not as 2008. I was already ranked in the top 10 in the Northeast in 176.
Oh
So I
my
didn't really
God.
have a long novice run. And I was pulling every weight class as a young kid from 76s, 98s, doing pretty well, competing. Um, and then obviously I moved into 98s pretty quick after that. There was a short period of 98s where I wasn't in the top part of the Northeast, but I think within a year I was like ranked in that top, top 3 or 4 spot, and just kind of kept with it for years after that. Competing, just kept trying to increase the level I was competing at and where I was competing, and kind of just kept with it since then.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on a tear since then. I mean, even your comeback right now, going up against a lot of big names. I've seen you, at the States and going up against Brandon Alcesser and a lot of other bigger guys. And I've seen you actually even pull up from there. So these guys are all ranked, in the Northeast, top five, top 10 in the Northeast. So, and just as a comeback, I've seen you at the strap tournament too as well. That's when I actually where we met. So it was nice to meet you there, nice to see you there, nice to compete you there, and nice to actually ref one of your matches. Just to see you up close and how things change. So on the table comparison to meeting you, it was completely different because you're an absolute fucking monster on the table comparison. When seeing you off the table, really like this, really nice guy, personable, and on the table just absolute monster. I mean, I know, Roger learns a beast, and I know it's just the way, taking care of him is just it's a big thing for me. I don't see a lot of people put Roger down like that, except for like maybe Paul Cruz or something like that. But yeah, like I was going to say, really impressive. Do you have any questions? I know you had a bunch of questions, James. What do you have in your head? I know you're waiting.
Well, I was just thinking again, the big thing that everyone wants to know. So, like you said, you were 12 years old when you got into it, and how long? Like, did you weight train? Like, what did you do when you were a kid that made you, or were you just a naturally gifted strength? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I always kind of did labor jobs, even just like working, from even before that, just always constantly doing something. And I absolutely loved weight training. I could even probably tell you at what age I started, but it was even well before that I was in the gym. I just always loved anything weight training. And I actually always loved arm wrestling. Just on the lunchroom table, there was myself and one other kid I remember, and he's still my friend to this day. He's dabbled in arm wrestling, Dan Flynn, and it was like one of those things. It would be every lunchroom like day, just gripping up with each other and just ripping each other around on the arm, like on the lunchroom table, arm wrestling. And I don't actually know exactly at what age I started getting into that weightlifting, like I said, but it was just always a part of my life. Just something I always
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed.
So you were
Yeah, I was
definitely
going to say, like you were saying before. Sorry, James. Like you were saying before, it didn't really take you long to become a pro. I mean, you were top ranked within less than a year, and obviously that didn't take too long at all. Being one of the top guys in the Northeast, that's pretty impressive to not even be a year in. I'm sorry, James, for cut you off. What were you going to say?
Oh no, it's all good, dude. So like you were naturally one of the, or not naturally, but strength training all the time. So you were like, when you're the kid in the school, there, oh, Storm's the strongest kid in class, or like, were you the kid that were like, oh man, Storm could beat the eighth graders? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, I think when I was in eighth grade, I was beating all the seniors for the most part at that point. I was, but but I think I was competing pretty actively by that age too. I was already, hitting a lot of tournaments. So
yeah. No, I was just curious because again, like some people I know really sucked but they just fell in love with the sport and they're okay. I don't want to be a loser, so I want to win. And then they just kept chasing the wins, and then they're like, oh shit, now I'm pulling at a world level because one world level guy beat me, and I want to beat him now. But I was just curious that again, as a fellow arm wrestler, that like Steve, I suck. It took me 20 years to be at a amateur level, so
He's not an amateur level. He's a pro level. He's
win.
pretty good.
And then yeah,
But
they just kept chasing the wins, and
hold
then they're
on.
like, "Oh shit, now I'm pulling at a hey, turn that level." Up, Steve. You're watching us
There
on
we go.
YouTube. It's creepy.
Well, no, because I don't want to miss any of the guys because I know they're commenting already, and I didn't answer any of the guys
Right,
yet.
just mute it
So I
so
just
we
want
don't
to make
have to hear
sure,
it.
I mean, that everybody's gonna get a shout out and stuff. So, like I was gonna say, shout out to Victor Clearwater. He's like at Storm. Um, David Nicobots, thanks for watching. Dan Citrella, Kurt Howgate, Matt Morrison, Garrett Tupper, and I can't see the rest of the names, but thank you guys for watching. But yeah, let's move on. And let me ask you, Storm, what took you out of the sport? Why did you end up, giving a couple of years, off, and then why did you come back? Because obviously you weren't some guy that that left because you weren't good, because you were good and you still are good, and you're one of those guys that almost people ask why'd he leave? Because he was so good. You know what I mean? So what happened?
so in 2019, kind of that was like when I last actively competed. It was in the WL. My last official match would have been, I guess, against Jordan Sill. And obviously COVID happened. That kind of closed WAL down. And right around that time, I was getting married. Me and my wife were buying a house together. Pretty much gutted the whole house, remodeled it, and then we started having kids. We started a rental property business, and I was
Nice.
doing a lot of the work with just like a few of our guys, and it kind of got to the point where it was just life priorities. Like if I was going to be training for arm wrestling, I'm not one of those people that do it half-ass. Like when I'm training, like there is like when I say no days off, I mean no days off. Like the day after a tournament, I'm doing recovery training, and if I'm getting ready for a super match, it's 2 intense workouts a day leading up to that. So like I couldn't find more time unless I reprioritized like kind of how my life was. So Now the kids are getting a little bit older. I took a different job position too, because before I was working at a power plant, working swing shift, and we were going through commissioning and tons of maintenance outages. So it was just crazy amounts of overtime. Now I took a little bit of a lesser maintenance position, so I only have to work 40 hours a week, 410. So
Nice.
that freed up a lot of my time. And obviously the kids are getting a little bit, not older, but, a little bit more manageable. So it just felt like the right time. And obviously me being really good friends with Paul Lynn, I see him. He was just competing actively. And once in a while we'd hang out and like practice and stuff. But you know, this year I kind of just, I think I want to say April or May. No, I think April. We ended up just practicing again really hard. I'm like, man, I want to give it another run. And then I think your event was in May or June, which was actually my first event back within training, which wasn't a whole lot of training leading up to it, but it was definitely a good kick in the ass to get back to training and give it a go.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've seen you there. You had a lot of great guys you were going up against. I mean, Miguel Fernando was there. Like I said, Paul Cruz was there. I mean, it was a stack. The whole class was stacked. I mean, so coming back and having to go up against those guys was really, eye opening. Especially having seen you on the table and then have seen you what you can do was really impressive. And then it's just getting better and better and better leading up to now. How long have you been back for? How long have you been training for? And who have you been training with? And you said Paul Land. Anybody else that sparks into mind?
Yeah. So Roger comes over from time to time. Roger only lives like 20 minutes from me. Nick Stone from Connecticut, he makes the run up here. He is an absolute beast as well. And then there's Ice comes over, Dan Flynn, Shane Salata, some other guys you may not have heard of, but they're really good if they actually get out. And we have people drop in my practice from time to time, like Brandon Alcesser sometimes makes the run down. Um, but if you see some pictures, you'll see like we have people pop in all the time that are, pretty stout arm wrestlers.
Yeah, no, I've seen the pictures and everything. I mean, you have a stacked fucking crew that's there. I mean, they're phenomenal pullers. I mean, Paul Lynn, I mean, Brendan Seltzer, Nick Stone, Ice. I mean, all these guys are top of their class, or if not rated between 1 to 10 within the whole Northeast. So those are ridiculous guys to practice with. Anybody that you see in your class that probably is gonna be in that next stage to maybe be in an East versus West or anything that you see like I see Nick Stone. Nick Stone's a phenomenal puller. I see him probably being in that brink of being one of the top. I know he's one of the top left-handers, but getting that chance to be on East versus West, I think he's probably one of those guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure how East versus West is going to proceed with obviously pulling athletes in if they're going to start doing the tournaments again or something of that sort. But I feel like as soon as Nick Stone starts wanting to really make a run for it, I don't really see many people stopping him in the North America. So I
No.
think he has a really good shot at making it there.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with his left hand. I mean, it's absolute monster. I mean, so are you
Yeah,
dominant left
100%.
too, Storm?
What's that?
Are you dominant left puller?
So I've never won WAL right-handed, and I've won it lefty. So I would say that my left is just. I think the competition level has always been a little less lefty, but I feel like my right's better. And unfortunately, this last year, even making my comeback, my left has been giving me nothing but problems with inflammation, kind of right in that elbow area. So I'm trying to get that to heal up, but I'm also kind of not really recovering it properly. I'm kind of pushing a little too hard. I'm still pulling like, not every tournament with it, but I hit, some tournaments I'll pull with it during the classes and definitely not giving it the right rest it needs.
Now, how
Yeah.
hard is that? You know what I mean? Like when you go to these tournaments and you're injured, but you're like, oh, you're chasing that feeling, right? Like that's why we go to these tournaments is to pull.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing for me. I always like to pull left and right-handed at tournaments, and if you notice, so I take my super matches very serious, but when I pull tournaments, I always do like multiple weight classes just to get as much time because it's my trial under fire. It's like how I actually like it's part of my training. Like so, even when I go to all these tournaments you see me at, I'm still training Thursday and Friday, leading up to Saturday, and then I pull those tournaments is almost like if it's my practice. And for my left, I feel like as soon as I start pulling it hard, I have like a week of bad training. Even like my recovery, just not able to hit the numbers that it was supposed to be hitting. So, and I don't even want to call it an injury. I think it's just so much inflammation in the tendon. There's no tears. I have full range of motion. Everything is working as it should. It's just not able to,
Recover
hold
as
up
fast.
under stress. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's sore. It's been a long time. Everything's starting to really kick back into the way it was, and I'm sure that takes a little bit of time. It's not gonna, but definitely I've seen you pull over there was it at the Monster Factory when you pulled Monster Michael Todd's partner?
Yeah. So that one was another really good event. Me and Paul went down there. We trained with Corey, Michael Todd, and both of us. We did some crazy Michael Todd workouts that Friday, some circuits. We all were doing some crazy ass numbers too. Just, you get the camera in front of you and no one wants to, look weak on camera. So we pushed ourselves pretty good. And then Saturday, because I did go down there initially planning to not go crazy training on Friday and then pull Saturday potentially.
Mhm.
But yeah, we went crazy on Friday, went and arm wrestled Saturday, and I was already pretty tore up. But yeah, it
Nice,
ended up
nice.
being a really good. It ended up being a really good tournament. I pulled. I don't remember what his weight classes were. I think it was maybe a 242 and a heavy there, or supers.
Mhm.
I don't think there was a 220. So I think I pulled. And I didn't do left down there because my left was really bad that day. So I just did right. I think 242 and supers. And I think yeah, Jeremy Parker was in the supers, and dude, he's another young kid who has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see that. He's got actually a super match I think coming up on the 23rd. Is that or
Yeah, with is it Sear
Sear?
Brown or
Yeah,
yep,
yeah. Sear was just on East versus West actually, so we'll see how that
yep.
goes. What do you think's going to happen with that match?
So it's really hard for me to gauge because I haven't pulled Derek Smith in a really long time, and I've never pulled Sear Brown. Jeremy Parker, I got to pull him down at the Monster Factory, but it's like I have no real gauge to you know see where each person's at. I think Jeremy Parker might have a lot going for him with practicing with Michael Todd. Just getting all those different angles during training and kind of working through. Because if you watch our match, he was actually pretty decent at transitioning through a lot of those different forces and
Yeah,
angles as we're you know arm wrestling. So,
yeah.
but
Good
I
side
mean, I don't know
punches.
where. Yeah, and I don't. The problem is I just don't know where Sierra Brown is to kind of give a good opinion on that match.
Yeah. I don't know if see around too much. I haven't seen him pull too much to even, but Parker's been really good. I mean, training him, see him. I've pulled a couple. I've seen him pull a couple tournaments. I don't think I've really seen him in a super match, like that. So I don't really, But he's been putting up some ridiculous numbers, especially training with Todd. From what I see, I mean, he's a beast. And then I seen that match with you. I mean, Jesus. So he's got to be really, really good.
Yeah,
Just want to shout
definitely.
out you guys. Just want to shout out a couple of guys that are in the chat. Shout out David Seaton for watching, Chuck Young, Robert Kelly, John Gilshaw, Dan Citrella, Shane Turner, Paul Cruz. What's up, Paul? Tim Clark and Stone TV, Nick Stone. Shout out to you guys. And but yeah, I wanted to ask too. Comparison. I mean, because you just pulled Devin's kid Auden. What did you think? I mean, did you think it was what you expected? Do you think he's on a brink of moving up going into those bigger guys in East versus West? What did you feel? How did you feel going up against him?
So I arm wrestled a good amount of people out there, and I feel like Auden had a ridiculous arm wrestling IQ. Because when I arm wrestle a lot of people, I could generally throw them, some curveballs or do something like with my hand or something that I could tell they don't know what I'm doing, so they get like frustrated and they're trying to get a better grip or something. Where Auden, I felt like when I was doing anything I was doing, he was kind of reading and trying to either countered or he's a very intelligent arm wrestler, which obviously look who his dad is. So I'm sure he's got probably the best schooling you could, ever ask for. His strength was I think he's 20 years old. So his strength at 20 years old is definitely, crazy. I feel if you watch him for a few more years, there's no way he's not going to be at the top if he keeps going at consistency he's going at training wise. So he was very impressive. I feel like him and Jeremy Parker, in a few years, I mean, you have to see them at the top for how good they are at what age they are, as long as they stick with it.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, I've seen Autumn pull a couple of times. Underestimated. I mean, he's a really good puller, really fast, and like you said, table IQ is through the roof. I mean, his dad tells him and shows him everything he needs to know, so it's hard to miss anything when you have someone like that in your ear, you know. So,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah, James, do you have any questions?
Couple. What was it like at Wall? Like, I was so. That's when I found out about arm wrestling. But like on camera, it looked awesome. Like, what was the experience like?
So we'll go over two different parts of Wall. The tournament side of it, I felt was probably the most crazy tournament I've ever been at. It was pretty awesome. Everything from the qualifiers, leading up to regionals. Don't hold me to it, but I want to say there was 3 or 4 regions in this arena, and like let's say it was the best of every arm wrestler in that region. Like, because I feel like anyone who was anybody that knew arm wrestling was trying to qualify to go that next level. Not the tout about the Northeast, but I felt like the Northeast was like just stacked in every weight class. Like even the middleweights, you had like Todd Hutchings, myself, RVJ, Mike Solaris, and many more. And I felt like almost the top people in that Northeast region ended up being the top people placing at finals. It was just crazy competitive at regionals, and it was nuts. Like when I say imagine several tournaments getting all packed into this arena. And then at finals, just the camera work, size of it. Obviously, the prize money really drew out the best in North America, and it was another level of tournaments in my opinion. It was complete awesome. Super matches. It was awesome production again. It was really awesome just getting to experience, the hype up to a super match leading into it, the amount of effort Steve Kaplan put in getting it ready for us to come out and compete. So I would say overall, my WL experience was a huge chapter in my arm wrestling, career that I don't know if it could be replicated again. Cini's first West production, that is definitely, just as awesome. The energy, just the athletes, the way it's all portrayed. They do a press conference, a rules conference. That's more official, that it brings people in, which kind of reminds me of UFC a little bit, which was definitely, pretty cool. And that's probably where I'll be obviously aiming for here in the future as I'm on my way through my comeback. But yeah, UAL might have been the only other organization I remember of all the tournaments I went through that might have came close to either organization. But yeah, I think that WL and East First West might be a little bit above where UAL was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but I just thought Wall looked so badass. Like I went to my first, I think I was 15 years old, and I went to my first Wall qualifier. Bill Sinks was hosting it, and I think it was like 155 pounds at the time. And there was guys there that you could look, and they had like 20-inch arms. You're going, oh shit. When a 155er's got like a 20-inch arm, you're like, this is such a bad day. Like this is not a regular tournament. But
Yep.
any
And Bill,
any. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say Bill Sinks. He was another one. He was in that Northeast region. Like we were just like the talent was so stacked deep in the middleweights there. It was crazy.
Yeah, Bill's a beast, man. Actually, I'm waiting just for an answer back from Bill, um, to see if he's got this match. So we'll see if this guy will take this match with Bill. Bill's an absolute beast, man, especially at 198. He still is such a fucking monster, man.
Yeah, he
But,
was another one. I got to meet him in a few tournaments throughout the years in WAL and everything, and always just he's solid in the straps, solid, massive hand, just overall solid athlete.
yeah, man, really, really good. Um, any moments that you remember that stand out the most back in the day, WAL? I mean, I know when you won the hammer. That's when I seen the photo with you, Devin, and I think it was Todd Hutchings that won that. But yeah, any moments that you remember that stand out the most back in the day? You were like, man, just wish if it was here again.
I guess you'd say I have a lot of good memories of WL. Moments that stick out, obviously, was beating Mike Solaris. Me and Mike kind of went back and forth through the years. I remember my wins and my losses against RVJ. Remember my losses against Todd Hutchings. Um, yeah, all my super matches. I remember my super matches very, very well, and like the feeling when you win one of those, like on the big stage, it's the best. You remember your losses too. I have one super match loss against RVJ, and I'm telling you, when you whether you win or lose on a super match in that high of a stage, you're never gonna forget those feelings. At least I don't.
Is that something eventually in the future that you would want to get back?
So I would love to go against RVJ in a super match again. Um, I don't know how true the stuff is I heard, but I heard he's kind of not training like he used to be, and he's not the same form he was, which is upsetting for me because I don't want to go against RVJ not in his best form because it wouldn't even if I won or lost, it just I mean
Yeah.
obviously I would hope not to lose against a not prime RVJ because I feel like when we were both in our prime, we'd go back and forth, but um, I don't know. I don't know how true that is, where his condition is versus training or anything.
Is
Well,
there
all out. RVJ needs to train for 6 months, and we can see a badass super match. That's what I'm thinking.
that's
Yeah,
if he
we'll see if
trains?
he comes back out. Yeah, when
Yeah.
he's training and he's on fire, he could walk in and be right at the top of the rankings as well. I just don't know if he's motivated or wanting to give it another run, or where his mindset is.
Now,
Right.
I got a question with the mindset thing. How do you recover from the losses? Like, you know what I mean? We've all lost.
I feel
Like,
like losses are so for me a loss. I feel like I don't want to say it's more motivating, but when you lose, like you come back and you just hit you're trained with the vengeance. You program a little bit more aggressively, and I just felt like you're like like 'cause I'm a big video studier, so I'm gonna watch be like, all right, what did I do wrong? Is there anything I could have done? Do I just need to be stronger? Do I need did I was I slow on a transition? Did I not have a good setup? So I don't really get down on a loss. I'm more like aggressive on a loss. Where if I win, I'm like happy, but I still come back and train hard. But I feel like a loss, like you get so much more analytical on what happened.
right. You got so much more data to actually work with. You're like, okay, this is what needs to be proven. Okay. I was just curious because I know some people, you've seen it. They're killers and they're awesome. And then they get a loss and then you don't see them for a while. And then they pull the next guy and you're like, oh, he's going to be better. And then they kind of drop off again. Like, I don't want to bash RVJ, but when RVJ was winning, it seemed like he was doing awesome. But then it seemed like RVJ get a couple losses, then he'd quit arm, and then he would come back and he'd win a couple, and you're like, hell yeah, he's back in it. And then, you know, no shade on it, but I get it. It's
No,
hard.
no,
It's,
I've completely understand and feel. I've seen. I don't want to call out any names, but I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen. You think they're gonna win, and they lose, and they kind of disappear for a little bit, and then they come back, and it's like so. I'm with you there. I completely agree with you. But some people are different. You know what I mean? Some people are different. You know, every puller's different. Shout out to Joe Yaros, Brandon Wright, and Caleb Janelle. He's definitely saying RBJ will not be competing anytime soon. I can confirm that. I've been talking to him recently. So I guess RBJ won't be competing anytime soon.
That's a
that's
shame.
Yeah, that is a shame. That definitely is a shame.
He's
But
another one that I feel like because when I started, like I said, I started in 2006. I don't know how many years he was arm wrestling before me, but I know he was one of those people that kind of just popped in and he was already winning. Like he was one of those naturally gifted arm wrestlers that just never had that, you know, growing phase. He just plopped in, he was at the top and, ran with it.
yeah, anybody that stands out to you now that you think that I don't know maybe
yeah. Who are you
in the
calling out, Storm? That's what he's trying to say.
yeah I'm
So
trying to figure this out.
so right now I'm not calling anyone out. Organically, I've had quite a few promoters reaching out to me, offering me matches and stuff. So I will
That'd be me.
probably obviously yeah. So I'll probably accept a few of those matches. Get my mind set towards prepping for super matches again. Because obviously you prepare for a super match much differently than a tournament, and kind of do that a few times and then kind of just see where the matches happen. Obviously, I'm still trying to gauge where I'm at because obviously I feel like the level of arm wrestling's gone up a little bit since 2019. Some names like RVJ, if he's not arm wrestling more, he dropped off. And there's all these new athletes that are, coming up the ranking. So it's kind of trying to figure out who's who. Obviously, I've been kind of back for a few months, so I have an idea of where people stand, but I still need to, figure it out a little bit more.
Yeah, and you did just come back, so you are getting better and better, and I think everyone can see that if they're watching you, they're watching your videos and your YouTube. Watch his YouTube, watch all his videos. Storm, I mean, he's updating you guys on everything, what he does, with the way he trains, his blood flows, and everything like that. I'm saying at least I watch him, so I know exactly.
I gotta get better with content creation too. I'm like using my phone and editing out on my phone. And I don't know. I gotta get the YouTube editing skills down, but like you said, numbers are coming back quick, which is really good.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. I mean, you're getting great. You have a great team that you're training with and everything else. What's what's your next move? I would say, from here and on. I mean, are you looking for tournaments now? Are you looking for, future super matches? Are you looking to give yourself another, 6 months to a year before you pull in another super match? What's the next move?
So right now, I will probably knock out maybe another 2 or 3 tournaments. I'm not saying no to a super match by probably the middle or past the middle. I would say towards the later part of this year. But one thing that is going to be a huge variable for me, we have a third kid due in January. So if the super match is far from my house, that December, January, February time frame, I probably would not be pulling a match too far away from home, just during that
How's
period.
Jersey? How's like Jersey at the Tropicana?
So I have been talking to James Reed about
November-ish.
that. So what'd you say?
I said November-ish, like Mr. America.
Would it be like November 12th, I think, or something?
Yeah, it's
Um,
exactly the day. Yeah.
no, but that would work. Obviously, that's only like a 3-hour drive from home, so maybe 3.5. So that would still be in the picture for a super match or a tournament, depending on where that goes. I don't know. Um, kind of beyond there, what super match. I don't have any confirmed super matches, but I am talking to a few different organizers in the coming months. But obviously, I still want to get back to a higher level because right now my numbers are in the 80 percentile of where they were 2019. I would say 85 to 90% for arm wrestling specific, which is good, but still not, where I wanted to be. Like when I pulled that Jason Vale Memorial, I came back at around the 70-ish percentile is how I'm looking at my numbers versus my one rep PR. So quite a bit of strength gained over the couple months, which I feel like it's like anybody that when you take time off, you get a pretty big jump your first couple months back, and then it starts tapering off.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Comparison, James, you have any questions? Because I see you going up, up, up.
Yeah, no. Way I put a heart on your one of your posts because again,
Yeah.
comments and dude, you like 2 questions. Like you just said, YouTube. That's like a whole job, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
You
Definitely.
don't talk about it, like you got.
So
Sorry.
my wife is actually gonna help me with editing and videos. Sorry, there's a fly flying around in my truck. It's annoying the shit out of me. Um, but yeah, my wife's been helping me film and edit videos, which makes a huge difference for sure. Because when I'm doing it myself, you're gonna notice the editing quality really sucks. It looks like there's just some text thrown up quick and the videos don't transition nice. But I do plan on getting a better camera, getting a little bit better editing software, and putting out better quality videos for everyone. Because I obviously don't want to do a subpar YouTube channel, but right now I'm just trying to get consistency to posting, get quality out there. So if you guys ever want me to go over anything, whether it be how to program properly, how to prep for a tournament, send me comments on YouTube or message me on Facebook, and I'll try to get those out for whatever anyone wants my opinion on specifically for video.
Okay, that goes to my next question right there. So what you just said earlier about going to a tournament or a super match, you train different. How so? Like, so if it's a particular guy he's a hook puller, like, are you really training pronation? Like, here, I'll let you go into it. That's kind of my question.
So with the tournament, obviously you're going to try to understand who's going to be potentially at that tournament, and you'll try to make sure you're stronger everywhere as well. But you're going to be conditioned, let's say it's WL 24 person tournament or something, or 32 or whatever it was. You would have, X amount of matches, especially, you don't plan to go to the B side part of the bracket, but you're trying to get just stronger everywhere. A super match, let's say you're prepping for somebody who you really know well. And, if you were to be able to, low hand top roll them or high hand top roll them, like, you might work on a little bit more of your up pressure. You might work a little bit more side pressure if you feel like they don't have any and try to control center of the table. You'd prep to obviously beat them in the most efficient way that you could generally. And you're just kind of, you might not be trying to, PR a certain lift during that training regimen where, you might be running a 12-week prep cycle to, PR this lift, this week, this lift that week, and your last week leading, or 2 weeks out, you're maxing out on your pronation lift because that's going to be the key to beating this guy. So you're writing your programming and training around the lifts that you feel are going to be critical, or attachments, handles, whatever it is in your prep that you feel is going to help you beat that person.
Nice.
No, it makes sense. I was just curious again. So like when I was training, I didn't know what I was doing. So like I'd be sitting there in the basement and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna do some pronation lifts on a pulley cable and just try like, okay, if I can do this much weight this way, it should work. But then if you pull a different guy with a short arm and he's a really good hook puller and he just grabs you by the wrist and just puts it on your forearm, you're like, well, that sucks. Time to go home and do something different. But
And don't get me wrong, my first probably 75% of my arm wrestling career was go to the gym, train hard, and just write numbers down, and it worked. So sometimes overcomplicating stuff helps, but sometimes just train hard and know I need to move more weight and I just got to keep getting stronger at these. That works too. So I'm not going to say there's any right or wrong way to train, just more efficient and maybe less efficient ways.
mm-hmm.
Is there anything specific that you would say, like, for yourself, like what works for you? Like, I would say, what works for you the best? Is it like actual table time with the guys, or is it actually moving weights in a certain way, in a certain way for you to get better, to be stronger and get stronger?
I'd say for me, I even struggle sometimes doing table time once a week and being able to hit certain movements for heavy weights in the gym. I I think when I was younger and more conditioned, it was very easy to do so. Right now, I'd say if I hit table time every other week and a lot of heavy lifts, that's kind of where I'm at. But I want to work back to maybe once to twice a week of good table training. Maybe one week it's just more hitting certain movements on the table and not really, going too hard. And that's another thing that I feel like is wrong with arm wrestling. Most of these practices, people just want to get in there and beat the hell out of each other, where it should be much more controlled. Like when you watch like football practice and stuff, it's not the team just going out there and beating ever living hell out of each other or
Right.
sparring and, fighting. You work certain, you know,
Angles and stuff.
techniques. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You should be more focused on what, you need, to train and build strength on, which I feel if you did that twice a week on the table and, whatever lifting split you wanted to do, I feel like that for me at least is kind of the perfect training regimen.
Nice. Just want to shout out a couple of guys. Mike Bisman. What's up, fellas? Garrett Tupper. The legend is in the chat. One day I will be a legend like you, Storm. So I guess there's people that seen you pull, know how good you are. Shout out to Will Farron. John Gilshaw, same thing. My son Garrett working on the getting to your level. One day we'll have a true Garrett versus Garrett match. We're talking about Garrett Tupper. He's probably one of the best 154 pullers around here, left and right hand. He's top 5 in the Northeast, I want to say. So, but he's such a good puller. And then we have Garrett Gilshaw that has a super match with me at the end of this month at the New York State Championships. Well, the day before that, Average Joe's Beernasium is going to be Average Joe's versus the Purple Cobra. So it's kind of we're doing that movie theme type thing, you know. So that's going to be
Nice.
good. Yeah, shout out to Tony and Hashbrook and Tony Villa and Mike Business is watching too. But yeah, I like to say, yeah, man, everything that I've seen about you, heard about you, I mean, all good stuff. I mean, always training hard, great training crew. Um, yeah, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, work wise, we're going to dive into a little bit more, you know, arm wrestling wise, but a little bit more personal stuff, so we can, you know, really get to know the type of person you are, and really, what do you do for work? You know, besides arm wrestle, what you know, you say you worked at a plant before. What do you do for work right now?
So I still work at a power plant, just a different position. Prior to working at a power plant, I worked in a natural gas industry. So that was actually really good for arm wrestling. If you're doing like, it's pretty much like flow back or well testing. So you got flow iron. I was a lead, but I'd be out there hammering and assembling flow iron just for the training aspect of it. And I'm telling you, if you ever want a forearm pump, taking a hammer and, you know, knocking hammer unions together for a few hours is a crazy ass forearm pump. Now at the power plant, I really don't lift anything too heavy or do anything even remotely close to being labor, unfortunately.
Nice, but I mean, you train as much as you said as you were, so you're really going in, you know, hard, all the training regimens
Yep.
and everything you have to do. So that's good, and it's working. Obviously, you know, everybody's seeing you. You're leveling up like crazy. So, um, family wise, you have 2 kids and a third one. Congratulations, coming in January.
Yep, that's correct. So that's going to be pretty crazy trying to balance training with 3 kids. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say boys, girls.
One boy, one girl. So January will be the tiebreaker.
Do you know yet?
No, we'll find out. I think in another 2 weeks or 2 weeks or 4 weeks. I forget what they said.
Nice.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, man. 2 kids. I mean,
Thank you.
that's a lot. 3 kids. I couldn't even imagine. My best friend's got 5 kids. I don't know what he does. So I
Good
have no
luck.
idea. You know, right at that point, I don't even know. And also, where do you live? Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Where are you from?
Northeastern Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. Always lived there. Been living there.
Yeah, my whole life. Kind of moved around a little bit, obviously, through the years, but for the most part, just kind of in this general area.
Nice. So, born and raised in Pennsylvania, and I mean, what do you like to do, like for fun? I mean, besides arm wrestling, did you vacation? I mean, you're a dirt bike rider. You fish. What do you do for fun?
So I used to be real big into riding and stuff like that, like quads, dirt bikes. Kind of got out of that for a while too. I just bought my 3-year-old a YZ50, and then me
Oh
and my wife
man.
went nuts. There was a really good deal on these dirt bikes, so I ended up buying 2 KLX 110s too. And I still yeah. So we're just starting to load the garage up with little kids quads. I still have 2 old quad machines. I have a Banshee and an old quad racer. Um,
Yeah.
so so I might end up, getting back into riding now that my kids are starting to get interest in it and riding around. But honestly, I don't really have much time for hobbies. For the most part, it's literally workout. Try to stay at least where I'm maintaining, all of our properties and kind of, spend time with the family.
Nice, nice. Do you have rental properties, or do you have like you own
Yep.
properties?
Yeah. Rental.
Yeah, where are you listening?
Oh,
What's
nice.
that?
I'm defending you. I'm telling Steve he needs to listen. You talked about this at the very beginning. You're like, yeah. My wife
No,
is
I know, but we're gonna get a little bit into a little bit.
he
Yeah, that's what
also
I say.
said,
Yeah, rental properties.
he's like, yeah, and I was doing most of the maintenance myself when we first started. Storm, I want to let you know I care about you and I've been listening, brother. Like I'm a
I
fan.
appreciate that.
I appreciate your time, so I'm listening. But so you're a diehard Yamaha guy?
I do prefer Yamaha, but I'll ride just about anything. Like I've had dirt bikes, like our Suzuki. I had like the Honda 450Rs. And like I said, I have two Kawasaki dirt bikes now that are little kids' dirt bikes and stuff. But I'll ride just about anything. But I've kind of always preferred mostly Yamaha.
Okay, I was curious. I'm a Honda guy, so I'm just sitting here kind of like getting a weird itch. I'm like, oh, he hasn't said a Honda name yet. So
I
Yeah,
had a Honda
don't worry about
450R, but
hell yeah, dude.
I didn't
yeah,
like
don't
that.
worry about
Unfortunately, I ended up getting rid of it.
Oh, what the fuck? The Banshees are sick though. What year's your Banshee?
It's an O2.
Oh, it's a newer Banshee. Sorry, I
yeah.
know that people are watching this. Like my redneck buddies are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, Storm likes motocross and shit." So like, hell yeah,
He's got great taste.
I know.
yeah.
James is a little gay. That's why he gets all happy and shit.
Steve, you don't understand it, dude. If you go to grip up with some of these guys that do motocross for a living, their fucking forearms and wrists are so strong. Because if you don't ride right, you go on a track and you've never ridden on a track before, you're gonna rip all these right off because you death
Yep.
gripped all day. You didn't know what you were doing, but you were so scared of coming off that machine. And then your hands just bare meat and you're trying to figure out what's going on. And all the pros are like, oh yeah, you got to learn how to let go. And
I will say though, I am not conditioned to ride on a motocross track for extended periods of time. I've done CrossFit and stuff like that and got pretty good shape, but yeah, cardio is important in my opinion, but my cardio is not to get on a dirt bike and go around a motocross track for too long without going to take a little bit of a break because I'm winded.
oh yeah, people don't get it. They think because they're on a machine, it does all the work. And then you start hitting berms and corners, you got to rip that thing around. You're like, this sucks. And like you said, you're trying not to lose, just like in any sport, and that's a motivating factor. Then people are watching you, and if you wipe out on a motocross track, dude, depression kicks in. It's over. But
Shout out a couple of guys: Eric Fisk for watching, Andrew Thomas, Del Rivera, Jeremy Parker. What's up, fellas? He's saying Sam Mitchell. Yeah, Whiskey Throttle. Yeah, that's what Mike has been saying. Yeah, I've actually done that shit before, man. And just cranked it and ripped myself away and fell. I mean, that was I was in I think in Argentina when that happened, and I got on a bike and
they have dirt
this
bikes in Argentina. I thought they had like Flintstone
dude,
cars.
the dirt bike that was in Argentina didn't have anything on it, bro. It was just like a seat with a fucking motor on it, and he goes, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, like trying to tell me it's fucking slow. It's not slow, dude. I mean, I fucking as soon as I got on it, I tried to fucking rev it, and I fucking flew off right off the fucking bike, man. So, but yeah, that's happened to me, man. Yeah. Any other questions you got, James?
I mean, Storm's gonna get irritated, but yeah, I have 100 questions. What kind of truck you got, bro?
So I got a Ram 2500 Cummins.
Hell, oh,
So
dude, is it HO?
I don't know. I'm in it actually right now. I don't know how to turn my camera around or anything, but
Don't worry
I mean
about
you could
that.
look.
Is it
It's
deleted?
so my last one was deleted, but
Oh, dude, it
um,
looks sick. It's got a
So you
gigantic
heard it
screen.
first for all the boys and ladies. Storm likes to roll coal. He's got a big truck, and he likes. And
so
dude, I'm
this
becoming
truck does not roll coal. It's completely stock. My last 14, I had some work done to that, but definitely not a good family vehicle, so that got traded in.
honey, why'd we get a $10,000 bill from the shop? It needed an oil change. I don't know. Hell
I was
yeah.
gonna say, so what's your next to-do list? I mean, any new adventures you're coming up? Do you usually go on vacations, or is there anything specific that you're gonna do something personally with your family, anything like that? Anything coming up new in your life, Storm?
So I don't really have anything planned. If you ever actually get to really know me and my wife, you'll know she has like vacations planned out way, way in advance, and I'm kind of just to wing it. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, we could just go to vacation next week or the week after, and kind of just figure it out. Like even to go to the Shaw Classic, I booked my tickets 2 days before. I booked my hotel. I booked my rental car when I was in the airport, and I booked my hotel. While I was at the rules meeting, it was just kind of like, it'll just work out. I'll figure it out as I go. And yeah, so mine and my wife's dynamic is very different. Like when I travel with her, like everything's got a agenda, a plan, a time when we're going to be at whatever place, and that's why you have the dynamic of opposites attract and people marry each other in that
Rob,
kind of nature.
yeah,
You know
I
what's
agree.
crazy? You're so methodical about training, but when it comes to traveling, you're like, we'll figure it out. You're a savage, dude. You're a savage traveler. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, he's a savage
Yeah.
in general. Shit, give two fucks about fucking traveling. He'll be like, if I'll get there. I just when I get there, I'll get there.
What was the
When it
shot
comes to
classic?
training, he's like, this has to happen at least once, maybe twice a day. So,
But, what was the
yeah,
shot
man, that's
classic
awesome.
like?
It was awesome. So I don't know if you've ever been to any kind of fitness expos, but just the energy and environment where everyone is kind of looking to do the same thing. Everyone's trying to, be in the fitness industry, whether it's bodybuilding, strongman, martial arts. It's a pretty cool environment. You get to talk to a lot of cool supplement companies and different like vendors that might have like, massage gun or like the free sleeve or something. Like you just have all these people there, like where it's the vendors, and they're usually willing to like hook you up with discounts or something with their products, which is pretty awesome. And then
Any
just the
new
production
sponsors?
for the strongman and the arm wrestling there was top notch.
Any new
Was it
sponsors or anything like that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It kind of came through scrambled.
Any new sponsors that you had or anything like that, or any kind of shout outs you want to do to any guy? Because I seen that you had something on Instagram. It was something like get some percentage off, use this code or something like that.
Yep. So I'm actually not officially sponsored by anybody, but I work with Lucas Raymond of Arm Assassin Strength Shop pretty regularly. And
Great table.
Mithril, yeah, Mithril. If you don't, I don't know if you know Dalil out of Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Those are two companies that I don't want to say I own every single thing that they make, but I have so much stuff, and they really do take care of me when it comes to products and pricing and stuff like that. So they're constantly, hooking me up with anything new. And a lot of times when you see the stuff I have, it might be a little bit different than what you see on the website because I'm always tweaking things to, better suit my way of training, and they're always willing to accommodate with anything I need.
nice.
What's your
Yeah,
favorite piece of equipment?
I'm
Because
sorry.
I'm gonna buy. What's your favorite piece of equipment? I'm gonna buy it, so don't screw me.
Oh, man, favorite. The thing is, I don't think I actually have a genuine favorite. I
That's what.
have favorites for different exercises.
But like your favorite tool just to go there. Okay, I know I'm good at this lift. This is a fun lift. Like you know what I'm
yeah,
talking
you
about?
have a certain right. Yeah, yeah, I agree with James. There's something. There's got to be something that it's in your toolbox that you go and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit this because you know that's what that you can kill that. You know what I mean? So like I go, the first thing I do is pretty much side pressure, really good side pressure. So and I use that kind of rolling, 1.5 inch roll bar a little bit, so you can kind of you've seen it, James, the one I have in my store, and it's a little uncomfortable, but it's good enough because it makes you turn your hand in to give that. You know what I mean? So you have to curl your hand in. It's not like it's. I'd have to say you have to position yourself in order to get that kind of side pressure. You know what I mean? And but yeah, that's my main. Like I'm all about press or side pressure. So
So I'm gonna have to give you two things because I can't really break it down. Obviously I love hand strength training, so one of them, and it's, dude, I'm telling you, it is so basic. I have a custom size top roll eliminator from Lucas Raymond that has a little like thumb thing off it that's wrapped with electrical tape. So if you see it, you're like, really, that's your favorite tool? But I'm telling you, the finger strength that you're able to build with that is top notch. And the second one is kind of a combination. that wrist wrench table, like the wrist cupping one that you see from Mithril,
Oh,
that that combined with Juji Mufu's rolling grip ball bearing handle, or like I would say between those two things, I wouldn't be able to give you a clear favorite, but those two things are definitely one of my favorite wrist cupping exercises. Which is obviously wrist cupping is one of my favorite things to train.
nice.
What was it called again? I'm sorry, I'm just googling this right now. I'm listening to you, but again,
So
I'm being serious. I'm ordering this.
so on Arm Assassin Strength Shop,
Yeah.
look up the top roll eliminator. But I think he has. I don't know if he has two different sizes. I mean, you could probably message Lucas and be like, "Hey, I want the same size that Storm had you make." And then the one from Mithril, it's like a wrist cupping table, and it he has a newer version that's way better than the one that myself and Paul has. He's done some upgrades on it, so it's awesome. If you look up Leroy Walker out of California, he's got the new version, and man, is it pretty awesome. And then go to Juji Mufu's website and look up rolling grip thing. It's a ball bearing handle that is so smooth. You mix that with that table, and it is probably the best wrist cupping exercise that you could, do.
Top roll eliminator. That's the
Ooh.
first
That's
one.
yeah, that's what I kind of I'll put a video out. So I don't just put flat finger pressure on the top row eliminator. I leave like a little bit of cup on the top. My thumb's kind of either grabbing on the wedge this way, or I leverage off that little electrical tape thumb thing I have, and just I cup in on that.
Gotcha.
Now, what's this
Yeah.
one? The Arm Assassin Fist. Now, is this one a solid fist? Because I've had the ones where they're like grips on a regular D handle, but when you're doing real weight, you slap yourself in the fucking face, and then you know what I mean. You're going, "Oh, why do I do this?"
So I'll tell you, I don't own a single 3D or solid fist training tool. Not saying that they're not awesome and they're good. I gripped on a few of them, and I have other ways I like to train. And trust me, I have tons of gadgets and gizmos, and it's just not one of those tools that are in my garage.
Do you train a lot of bands?
I do like bands. Yeah, accommodating resistance is something that I'm a huge believer in.
Yeah. Yeah, I use a lot of bands. A lot of training, a lot of blood flow, but I mean a lot I even train with bands. I hit with bands, you know what I mean? So but yeah, bands I use a lot, which is great.
Do you ever use
I
door
just wanna say, sorry,
I'm sorry, what's that?
garage door springs? You ever play with those?
I've installed them like garage doors, but I've never used one for training.
That's the thing I use. I don't. I'm too poor, so it's like, okay, what can I use that I don't have to spend money? And we replaced our garage doors, and I was like, oh, it came with brand new springs. I'm going to take one of the new springs and put my old ones back on the door because no one can use this. But what I like about it, and again, I don't know, I'm curious too, because like you ever use a pulley, and once you break the weight normally comes easy. To me, it does. Once it's that initial pop or whatever you're training, that cup, once it actually leaves the ground and starts to move, it feels to me is easier. But with a spring, I think it's a 200-pound spring. So like to get it there, you're like already redlining, but it feels just like a guy's arm, you know what I mean, giving you resistance and trying to go back to its normal place. So the harder you're trying to pull it this way, it's actually trying to pull you out. So to me, it helps me replicate an arm if I don't have anyone to train with. But I was just curious if you ever played with that, or I should just throw that away. But the look you're giving me, I'm going to throw it away.
No, I wouldn't throw it away. So, in my opinion, like I said before, like bands for accommodating resistance, like
Yeah.
obviously depending on the motion that you're in at that point. Let's say you hit 100%, at the bottom of a bench press, your 100% is going to be, let's say you're only at 80% halfway up, and then the 75% of the motion, you might only be putting, 75% of the pressure, where if bands, you might actually be, hitting 100% through that whole range of motion. Or, let's say you could bench 315, but you throw bands on that, are 30 pounds each. So you at the, top part of your motion, you might be hitting 375 for resistance, but you can only hit 315 at the bottom. So that accommodating resistance, that whether you're using chains, bands, or whatever, is a critical, component of my programming to hit higher resistances through, different parts of the range of motion, which I feel like a lot of people don't program with, which is, in my opinion, very, very important and critical. It takes a little bit more math in your training and a little bit more time to set up your programming, but I feel like that does help build strength.
Okay, another question. When it comes to strength training for arm wrestling or any training, you see some guys that they're okay, I'm going to do my cup, and it's just cup, right? But then I've seen other guys, they're like, I'm going to do my cup, but I'm going to pin with it. Now, what do you recommend? Do you recommend follow through with everything, or do you recommend isolation? Or what is Storm like?
So I do complex movements for their own exercise and certain things, and I will actually have them in for one of my movements that will get its own PR or like own tracking to kind of work up to a PR. And then I also do like isolation. So that top roll eliminator and that rolling grip handle, those are both motions that are just completely isolating, just for the flexion movement. So I think both are critical.
Because again, I know a lot of guys, they isolate so much and they're really strong. I got a guy on my team, he can use the multi-spinner, normal setup on the top, 120 pounds, and you cup that in. But his ready go is really not there. You know what I mean? Like, but someone that can do a 120-pound multi-spinner like that should be a fairly decent problem, I think, on an arm wrestling table. But
another thing, just because you can move a really heavy weight doesn't mean you conditioned yourself to be explosive either, though, too. You might have a crazy strength going there. So depending on what kind of strength you're trying to develop, or if you're trying to be like, multifaceted, how you do your programming is going to try to change it. And some people just have that natural, quick twitch, fire muscles too. So it obviously, varies on how you program your body's natural genetics and, all that good stuff. Because you look at strongmen, they're coming into the sport, from a different background. Tennis player might come in one way, motocross racer might come in one way, gymnast or rock climber might come in one way too. It's just, based on what your conditioning is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's exactly the way it is. You're going to have a guy that's, uses his hands when he's climbing up there. You're going to have a race car driver, having that fast twitch, because they have to have that fast twitch, so it's just different. I would say different things for different. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. Shout out to Steven Durak, Don Rivera, Roman, Mike Bisman, Jody, Lindsley Keating, and Eric Fisk again. Thanks for watching, guys. But yeah,
Del Rivera is one of the guys that train with me and Paul pretty regularly. He's someone that's going to be breaking up those lower weight classes pretty regularly when he starts coming out and competing. People will know that guy's name.
Is he already in? Is he already training and stuff?
Oh yeah, if you were watching him at Keystone, he was hurting some people's feelings out there. So
what weight
he's
class?
going to continue to do so. So I don't think he wants to cut weight too much, but I think he could, if he really wanted to, and he could put in the comments, I think he can make 76s without, going too hard.
Where did he weigh at Keystone?
I think he did, man, I'm trying to remember, because Keystone, that was one where you guys had was it 198 and then 220? Dude, I can't remember what the weight classes were at Keystones.
Yeah, there's a lot of
weight
classes, but I mean,
did you guys have the 80? Was it the 180s or was it the 170s, the weight class?
At Keystones, I'm not sure. I don't think it was 180. I thought it was 176, 198, and 220. I think you pulled 198 and 220, no?
No, I did 220 and 242. If Dell's still watching, he could put I think he did 76s there. Because I think he walks around in the low 180s.
He goes, what's he say? Del Rivera, Storm, no sandbagging.
Yeah.
What's your walk around weight?
Right now, so my walk around weight, I weighed in 213 at the event for Shaw Classic. I was able to get up almost consistently to 220 when I was going to the Keystone, which I have to eat a shit ton of calories to gain weight. But that's almost like another job for me, is like doing the nutrition the proper way. But yeah, I'd say my walk around weight should ideally be hopefully in the 220s before I get a serious super match. And I mean like a lean, healthy 220, not like, a soft 220.
Okay, I was just curious. All right, so whenever I see you at a tournament, I'm not pulling. I'm just gonna commentate and just have fun, and I'll let that one go that time, or I have to make 198 is what I'm hearing.
So
198 is what I'll have to do.
a big enough tournament, you'll see me in the 98s. If WL comes back and there's like a 95 cash class or something, that's very, very easy weight for me to make. It's just obviously I'm not cutting weight for,
Right.
like local national events.
So, what was the cash prize for like Wall? I think they said it, but like I'm just spacing on the number. Like for what was that big jackpot? What was it?
First place was 20 grand.
Wow, dude. Who was funding Wall? Like,
So Steve Kaplan was the owner. He was funding a good amount out of his pocket, and he had some pretty big investors or sponsors. He had Monster, Cricket, Smith and Forge, Cider. So he got some pretty big names to invest in with him.
right. And do you think that's what it's going to take for arm wrestling to be like at like UFC and NBA level? Is this someone willing to put the money on it for a year or two?
I think you're going to have someone that's going to take a little bit of a hit after the initial, but I think Robert Baxter right now has a really good shot at bringing it to that next level, especially after seeing the East vs. West production and what he was able to do. If anyone's about to do it or close to that breakthrough, I'd be probably betting my money on him right now. And just his mindset, he's someone that's on the next level of business as it is. Like the stuff that he's already doing in his personal life with business, he's got to have enough connections and enough business knowledge for what he has already accomplished to be able to bring arm wrestling to that next level.
That's fair, dude. And shout out to East versus West or Strongest Arm. That was the best production I've ever paid so far in arm wrestling. Normally, there's always a lag or a glitch where you can't hear someone talk, or the screen just goes black for like an hour, and you're like, "Well, this sucks." That was the first to finish. Everything worked, and I was really happy with that.
I saw everybody was raving about that.
Yeah. So shout out to Brian Shaw. He said he was going to make it happen. He made it happen. You think he could beat Brian Shaw?
So,
So
I think Brian Shaw has a crazy amount of strength and potential, but I do think that I would
crush him.
be a little too technical for him. So
Think he would take his hand back.
He's got the strength, like the attributes are there. He just doesn't know how to implement it on the table.
as you could see in his match, he did really good, in his match against Brandon. But I do feel that he still has a little bit of that muscle connection and technique that he needs to develop before he's, really, I guess you'd say, competing against top level heavyweights.
Right.
I agree. I mean, he's about 400 pounds, and then Brandon was what 200 and something pounds. I mean, we're talking about a huge.
I think Brandon was 300.
Was he 300?
Brandon's a big guy. I don't know how much he weighs, but
Yeah.
dude, even when I'll stand next to him, because like I said, I'm low
Maybe he
200s.
gained a lot- Maybe he gained a lot more weight, but because last time I've seen him, he was at Knuckles Up. I mean, me and him, we were right next to each other. He's not actually a tall guy at all, but maybe he's like maybe he gained a lot of weight and he got a lot bigger. I seen he got bigger. I just didn't know he was 300 pounds. Shit.
Yeah, if you look at his lifts, he's another person that's just an absolute beast. Like when it comes to strength sports.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
Yeah,
again, I'm trying to get like the good clicks on there. Like, what's going to get people to watch this? I'm like, oh, dude, Storm would smash Brian Shaw, and everyone's like, what? Storm couldn't beat Brian Shaw. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna guarantee he good. You know what I mean? For a person to watch this and they don't understand, like, I don't think people understand. Like, the average person doesn't understand the gap in arm wrestling strength. Like, it really is crazy when you get to the elite level, like where you're at. Like, again, I thought I was king shit on Turd Island because I was the best in Vermont, and then I pulled Miguel Fernandez, and I got brutally molested in front of everybody. And this sucks a lot. I gotta go back in the basement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Miguel's
Stout.
a world champion. Miguel's ridiculously strong. I mean, even Storm can tell you he's one of those top competitors. He's really good.
Right, but again, just to me, I'm a guy that competes every day, and I didn't think the level would be that. You know what I mean? I figured at a certain point, like an arm can only get so strong, and then maybe it's more technique. You know what I mean? You don't know until you do it, right? But yeah, that elite level for the people watching, it is crazy. Like anyone that would see Storm on the street might be like, "Oh, you're a fit dude," but they wouldn't. They'd be like, "Oh, I could probably." Most people should not beat you with both arms. That's what I'm trying to say, and I don't think people understand that. Like, and it's such a humbling experience for me, but especially you see it all the time when these guys do that, and they're like, "No way," and they're like, "Well, what are you doing?" And you're like, "Actually, I ain't doing nothing cool with you. Like, just playing." And then you're like, "Here, put two arms on it," and they're like, "No way." And you're like, "Well, we can try it." And then when your tendons aren't even popping out yet, you have a vein showing. You're like, "Yeah, well."
It's like how Nick does this little.
Oh yeah, does Nick Stone do the spider to you at practice sometimes?
What do you mean by the spider?
Bro, when Nick is set up, mostly
he crawls up.
he does this. Like he starts walking his fingers.
He crawls his
But,
fingers up your hand.
It's so uncomfortable because like the pressure
over your thumb, and then you got nothing left, and he's cupping over you. It's ridiculous. Like
he does the finger
go in a little bit to get over your hand. He even showed me. He's like, instead of trying to re-grip, he goes, "Leave your grip." He's like, the way it is. He goes, and just cup in. He's like, I'm telling you, get over their thumb. And I mean, he's so good, man. He's really good, Nick Stone.
So I don't remember this spider, but now I'm gonna have to watch for next practice. I'm gonna be like, Nick, what's the spider? What's the spider
you know what? I asked him. I said, "You only do it to people that suck. Like, you got to be like a certain level better than them to be able to perform that move." But yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, pussy, do the spider to me. I want to feel it." And then he's like, "Well, like you're pretty good still." So my best Nick Stone impression. I'm sorry.
No, Nick's awesome, dude. Nick is strong as anyone I've ever played, dude. His left is just like you said, next level. He's a beast.
Oh yeah, and that tattoo. I don't know why that tattoo I think so badass. Like if I met anyone else like walking down the street with a bone tattoo, I'm like, oh, you forget that was there. But like with Nick,
and it's great that he's an arm wrestler and it's on your arm. So it's just like perfect when you go up to the table and you have that there. I mean, so yeah, definitely.
But he's got no ink on the left arm, and his left arm's the better arm. I'm like, dude, you got to do something cool.
Yeah, either way, he's still fucking left or right. He's still a beast. But yeah, left is on a different level. Left is definitely on a different level. Just want to shout out Laura Hawburn, Daniel Schwartz, Kurt Halgate, Aaron Mazagi, Andrew Thomas, and Miguel Fernandez. Speaking of Miguel Fernandez, what did you think on him at the strap tournament coming back? Because I know was that your first tournament back, Storm?
Yeah, pulling him lefty really sucked pretty bad, especially with my left being injured. Because if you ever pull Miguel, he's crazy explosive. He's not just one of those gentle ease into it pullers. And and he's got like 30 lanes too, so you got to be ready. Then obviously I went Miguel. I went Paul Cruz, Miguel, whatever it was a pretty bad combination because I got in a war lefty with Paul Cruz.
Yeah.
A little war with Miguel. Then, I came back and I gave it 100%. All I could. I think I beat Miguel.
Yeah.
Then I had another match with Paul Cruz. Then Miguel friggin' beat me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a hell of a back and forth between me and him. And, with my left not being 100%, that was very taxing on it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't even imagine, especially going up against those guys, coming back and just, I don't want to say easing into it, but, your first matches are those guys, it's not really like,
I'm just saying how discouraging that sounds when Storm goes, yeah, I'm easing back into Paul Cruz and like Miguel Fernandez, and I'm going, yeah, I remember when I was easing into those guys.
I wouldn't say easing back into. Hold on one second, guys. My wife's coming up to the truck. Sorry.
You're good. Real quick. Check that out, Steve. New vein.
But yeah, she's giving me the hints that it's almost bedtime with the kids, so I probably got maybe 5 minutes, and I'm gonna have to get
No
off.
problem, man. No problem. Completely understand. But yeah, I was gonna say, any other questions you have for Storm? I mean, shout out to John Cervante too. He says, hope to see you in the Storm on the table soon. He's already on the table. He's already pulling. He's already making moves, John. So we'll see what his next move is. Hopefully, will it be New York State Championships at the end of this month?
Yeah, so most likely I'll be going up there to compete, and that'll be towards getting to that World Series arm wrestling event out in San Diego.
Nice, awesome, great, man. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good pullers there, so I'm rooting for you. Hopefully, hopefully you win. But yeah, I think Miguel Fernandez is actually going to be there too. I think
Tell
Bigfoot's going to
Miguel
be there.
he's got to be ready to take second. So.
You heard him, Miguel. You better get ready to take second, Miguel. So,
Storm, have you ever pulled Bigfoot?
I imagine I should know who this is, or
no. Well, his name is Jonathan Muldvogel. He's a ridiculously good puller, about 220. And I mean, I don't want to say crushed, but James Clark is pretty good. He's been beating James Clark, left-handed. And his last match was 3-1. But in general, I would say he's up there. He's got a match going with Miguel Fernandez, left hand, at King of the Tri-State Tunes, September 20th. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Well, I called you for him for September, but we have other things that's going on. Probably something's going to happen in November for the Mr. America. Something's a little bit different, so don't want to say anything yet until it's all good. But Miguel,
I'm going to have to jump off.
Yeah.
If you guys want, we could do this again definitely next week. It just, obviously with kids, I have a little bit of a time frame, unfortunately.
No, dude, completely understand. Thank you so much for being part of this, man. Yeah, thank you so much for being part of this. Miguel, with a lot of respect, says would be a blessing to take second. Lots of great pullers up there. So that you got, that much respect from Miguel Fernandez.
I hate that about Miguel.
Me and Miguel train together too. Yeah. Miguel's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Storm. I appreciate you, man. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.
Have a great day, Storm.
Right. Yeah, I got the kids coming on now. All right. Thanks, guys.
No problem, man. That's great.
All right.
See you soon.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Hey, Steve, James says he keeps trying to get in, but you won't let him in.
What are you talking about? He's not even trying to get in because he's not in. He's not trying to do shit. That's what I'm saying.
He says, I can't get in, man. It just keeps hanging.
That's bullshit.
Look, James Reed, guys. James Reed, man. So that's my status.
It's not allowing me. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I sent him the link. I'll send him a link again, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Storm is great, dude.
Oh, dude, Storm's an awesome guy. I was nervous to meet him. You know what I mean? I met a couple of my heroes in arm wrestling, and sometimes they suck or they got fat. But Storm looked in shape, and he was. The fact that I learned he liked motocross made me like super respectfully the HORNY.
I just sent him another link.
Yeah, dude, I want to talk to James. That's why I wore this stupid ass shirt. I'm just kidding. It's a really great shirt. But is this the real?
I know. Did you see? Yeah, it's the real shirt. That's me and James are doing NAL. Look at the logo on the side. That's the logo combined. Me and James's logo.
Yeah. Hey, on the best arm in Vermont, left arm.
You see what it says? The whole thing says it's so sick. He came up with that logo. Look, American New York Tri-State Arm Wrestling.
Oh wow,
That is sick.
I'm not gonna lie, I never really looked at it, but I've always liked things on the arm, you know,
Yep.
because all the ladies and the bros always look at the pipes. They're like, "Hey, what's going on there?" But when they can see that and then that, what's better? Also, real quick, I want to plug the 2 Guys 1 Cup t-shirts. Their first sale. Come hit me up. And they're the best material and some of the best shit you could ever see. And it's got my face on it. So buy them.
Yeah, his face, Pat's face, some sparkly stuff that they're wearing. It just, I don't know. I just, it's very, very flamboyant.
Dude, it's 2 Guys 1 Cup. How much more? You know how many
I mean,
people
you're
don't
right.
watch it because they think that they think that's what it is.
Well, I would think the same thing. You know what
I
I mean?
think y'all are being inconsiderate and you're not having your mind open enough. That's what I would say, Steve.
Yeah,
So I
I
would
think
say,
it's a little
Steven,
much.
you light-skinned son of a bitch. Drinking
Mm.
a red Gatorade, Steve, really?
Yeah, they're fucking delicious.
You like red? That's your go-to?
Yeah.
Main, I would say blue and red.
I'll give you the blue. You don't like the lime? You don't like the yellow?
I'll fuck with the yellow.
Yeah, if I'm thirsty, like if I'm dehydrated, I'm going yellow.
Red's the go-to.
Nah. Yeah. If I'm dehydrated, I mean, it's going red. I'd say red.
Nah, dude, fruit punch is bullshit. That's some
Dude,
toxic.
dude,
Right there, dude.
I'm like-
I get crystals.
there he is. There he is.
James, dude, what a beautiful name, by the way.
James, can you hear us? Can I hear you? Say something. Are you there?
I bet he don't even know what he's doing right now.
No, he's like looking. He's like, I'm
Oh,
no.
You got the mute problem again. James, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Give me the thumbs up. You can hear me. He can't even hear none of us.
Nah, I don't think he can hear us.
Do you got hearing aids? Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He-
How did you fix the other one, the other live stream that we had that somebody couldn't hear anything or they heard something? And
So here's the first thing to anyone watching this. If you're gonna do any kind of live chat on the hub or any other type of thing, you have to let your computer give you permission. So it's gonna ask you, like, these apps are gonna be like, hey, do you want to let these people in? Because we're accessing your camera. And if you don't go in your settings, and you get to just like cuck yourself behind a window and just watch what's going on. But if you want to be part of it, you have to sign the agreement. It makes sense.
sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, sign the line. Hey, can you say that? My favorite word, like say it, Steve.
I have no idea what you're talking
Give
about.
your tech support.
Oh no, that's not. That's for another day. That's when we actually have some of those on here. You know what I mean?
Is there a famous Indian arm wrestler?
Indian arm wrestler? There's got to be, man, because I watch so many videos and a lot of those guys are Indian too.
Yeah, but do you think they're any good? They're just pulling other Indian dudes.
They look like they're fast. Honestly, they look like they're real fast.
They
I've
better be,
seen
dude. They're
that,
getting
too.
chased by fucking panthers all day.
I don't know about that.
Oh
but-
no, I went to go get the groceries and a jaguar tried to eat my ass.
But yeah. On that note, I guess James is not going to come to the chat. We'll give him another chance. So I'll send him the link. Maybe he can or cannot get on. I have no
Hey.
idea.
What were we talking about the other day? We said we were going to give the fans and bros, anyone watching, what do you guys think? Like, what's the reason for going to an arm wrestling tournament, or what would make it better, or what do you wish was there, or what do you wish wasn't there? You know what I mean? What would you say, Steve? Like, oh,
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties. All right, say it again.
are you serious? I was saying, like, to all these people, you son of a bitch. Like, what makes a good arm wrestling tournament? Like, what makes you want to go? What makes you not want to go?
Oh yeah, that's right. We were going to talk about that. That's right. What is
Oh, real
everybody?
quick.
think?
Real quick, did you see Dustin Jealous flex photo in the mirror the other day? Or it was today? It was
No.
9 hours ago. Bro, it makes me feel a certain way. I don't know if y'all can see that shit.
Dude, he looks fucking gigantic.
Look at that, dude. That's not cool. Fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, like we were saying before, what does everybody like about going to tournaments? I mean, what's the reason everybody goes to tournaments? What does everybody like about going to tournaments? I mean, is it the awards? Is it the venue? Is it the food? I mean, what do you guys like? What's your main thing? Money? I mean, to win first place, second place, third place. What's your favorite, James? What would you say?
Me is I'm an attention whore. I want to know that people are going to see me and people are going to know about this. And I want a big trophy. So, like, to me, oh, look, this is when I won, or no, I must have got second because it's silver. But that's a Vermont States left 198 from 2023, right? So this is second place. And that's a reference. My thumb. Trying to find one. Okay, and then here's the second place. To me, I'm a trophy guy. I don't like a necklace. Yeah, this don't have a fucking weight class on it. So, but it was in 2015. But I don't know. Like I remember when I was a little boy, dude. My dad was a killer back in the day. But he had one that was 3 platforms and it was about 4 feet tall, and it was marble, and had pillars. And see, he's a grown man. He said, "What? When you're a little boy and you see a fucking 3-foot one of these, you're like, listen, I don't care how much money your dad makes. My dad's got a 3-foot trophy saying he's number one."
Yeah,
So
I got Kurt Howgate is saying location and awards.
where were these? So location.
No. So location and awards. What he's saying that's what brings. That's the reason why he goes to these. So yeah.
When I went to your first tournament, Steve, I liked getting to meet everybody. That was and then you got people cheering for you and talking to you and that you don't even know. They're giving you tips and all that stuff.
So the community?
Yeah, the community.
The community of arm wrestling. And, well, you know what would make Kurt more likely to go if you had tickets on the radio and you had to, like, guess the right song and then he got to show up. Like,
I know he always wins those things.
That always wins that shit. And I'm like, hey,
man. Wins that shit, dude, all the time. Last time I seen him, I think was in Maine, yeah. And he won tickets to something. I forgot where it was, but yeah, congratulations. He always wins those things, but he's a great guy. So he's at least a good person's winning all that stuff.
Yeah, I want Kurt to win. Don't get me wrong. And then when he posts like cute photos of him and his granddaughter, I'm like, how can you not want this man to win? But if you can get me some backstage Nickelback concert tickets, dude, Kurt, I'm your guy. Like, I love Nickelback. I'm Canadian. Like, that shit's awesome.
Cabana Alexis is saying the environment, competition, and overall opportunity to meet really important people in the sport. I honestly feel most arm wrestling elites have the most professional sportsmanship of any sport. Yeah, I do agree with that because they go full tilt and afterwards they hug each other and they're good about it, and we're all good and we're all men and we're trying to do as best as we can, but we're not trying to hurt each other. I mean, so it's like I like that about the sport, that you're going up.
I want to disagree about that hugging shit. The only one that's ever hugged me and multiple times that made me feel bad for getting beat, like I
could tell you who. I'm gonna tell you who. JJ Jackson.
Whoa, that motherfucker hugged me after every pin, and I was like, "Stop doing
this." JJ is one of the best people, dude. I know. I mean, on and off the table. I mean, he's just such a great person, such a great guy. I mean, his son is such a good person too. I mean, but he's a really, such a great guy, man. Honestly, it's just those are one of those guys that honestly stand out to me. Amongst those others like James, so yeah, such a great person, seriously. Him and growing up, his son and kind of in his paths too, and playing baseball and arm wrestling as well, and such a good arm wrestler too. Yeah, great people.
So this is what James has sent me. This is what he's seen.
Let me see.
So it says accessing your camera, click allow in the browser pop-up. So remember when I said you got to be able to consent to this shit? I don't think James knows what consent is. He's old school.
No. I sent it to him again. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't know what else to do. But yeah, that's what I would do. Vincent Carbone, Bushy reporting from Vincent Carbone. Tim Bushy reporting from Vincent Carbone. He's a
Time to
huge guy.
eat.
He wrote, Kurt Hagway said, hold my beer.
Bro, I'll build a porch for Kurt Hellgate. He gets me backstage Nickelback concert tickets. I mean that shit, dude. I'll build that thing 16 on center, whatever kind of siding, or like if you want seats on the porch, bro, I'll set him up. So wait, Kurt said location and he said awards.
Yeah, location and awards.
So what does he mean by that? Kurt, text us back, please.
Yeah, what do you mean by location and awards?
Is awards money? Is it a medal? Is it a trophy?
Yeah, I'm all about awards too. I mean, location. I'll drive anywhere really, so I don't have a problem where it is, you know. But I like nice venues, man. I mean, I like to go into like nice venues, really, to go pull at a nice place. You know, I'm spending money to go there, and I'd like Kurt said, you know, awards too. You know, I'm one of the only people, if the only guy that does, you know, free food and free drinks at my events. You know what I mean?
Hold on, you got to correct that a little bit. It's good ass food, and I'm not saying that because I like you. The food's actually good.
It's amazing.
And the last one, dude, at the smoke series, I didn't really get to eat because I was busy doing shit. But like when I did get to eat, I was like having mouth gasms the whole time. It was pretty great.
Oh, dude, even at this one, it's gonna be meatballs, pasta, and sandwiches. So you know, it's all, and it's from the restaurant next door. And if you look up the restaurant, you know, what I mean, prices and everything else, and the, you know, 5-star food that they have there, and I mean, it's good, really good food. The place is, I mean, one of the nicest places I'm gonna, you know, have an event like that at, you know. So, but it's in Connecticut, which
Oh,
is great.
September 20th?
Say again?
September 20th?
Yeah, September 20th.
Okay, just make sure. I want to plug that. September 20th, where is it?
It's going to be a 15 milestone, Danbury, Connecticut, and that's going to be at Hotel 0 Degrees Danbury.
You heard it here. And there's going to be not one, not two, but 3 projector screens.
Yeah, we're going to try to get those up and running and have. It's going to be either one or the other thing. We're trying to have a TV screen where you can see and when you're going up and what class is going up and what's happening, so you can see who you're going up against while everything is running, and vice versa.
I would
Yeah.
love to know like 2 minutes ahead of time who I'm going to pull, because then I'm going to go over and talk shit to them. I mean, hey, you see who they put you against? Like, why did they do that to you? Like, to
Yeah.
me. What's the other thing I was going to say? You know what makes me motivated to go to a tournament? Why I wanted to go to all your tournaments, but I heard about your matches, is I was always, Aiden told me, shout out to Aiden LeMay, was like, there's going to be a lot of people. So to me, I hate going to a tournament and pulling 3 guys in my class, because guess what? I don't want to tell anybody I won if I only beat 3 people, unless like they're all elite guys. But again, when you're at work and I tell you I beat, like hypothetically, I beat Miguel Fernandez and I beat Paul Cruz. No one who's most people, respectfully, and unless you're an arm wrestling fan, you don't know who those guys are. So they're gonna go, you beat 2 guys. Like, who gives a shit? If you say you won a 10-person class, okay, you know what I mean? 10 people showed up and you're better than 10 different people, like 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you got status. You have 32 people in one class. That is crazy. The adrenaline rush I would get knowing that there's 32 people and I'm going to have to beat most of these guys to even get a chance to get to number 3. Like,
Yeah.
I wish we could figure out a way to get more people there. I mean, every promoter wants that, right? We all want these crazy turnouts, but why aren't we getting them? Is it just they don't have the time to get there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on 100% too. And I just want to shout out Vadim for watching. Ma, I love you, Ma. Thanks for watching, mommy. And Eric Fisk. Any remote weigh-ins for New York State Championship? I just know the early weigh-ins are going to be at Average Joe's. That's going to be August 30th at Average Joe's Gymnasium, Beernasium. It's going to be yeah, 5:30. That's when they're going to start. I'll be there, and James will eventually be there, and Michelle, and we'll be doing the weigh-ins and everything else. Shout out to Lydia Tupper too as well for watching. Thanks for watching. But yeah, we'll be doing early weigh-ins, and I'd have to ask James to see if he wants to do remote weigh-ins. I'm not 100% sure, and it's kind of only a week away, so but we'll see what it is. And yeah,
Take a photo of you on a scale the day before. You don't need to show anything but the number on the scale.
But yeah,
Wait,
everyone that
who was that? That was who did that bullshit? Ryan Bowen. Ryan Bowen made weight 3 days before the match and was like, I made it. And then went back up weight. And I'm like, the logic is
you're talking
awesome.
about I remember that. The match on
where was it Tom Holland? Did he pull Tom Holland? Is that the name?
Yeah, it was a match on Knuckles Up.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember.
Did you hear about that? So he agreed to pull out like what was it, 86 kg?
I'm not sure exactly how everything went. I was just there.
Let's hypothetically say 86 kg.
And Tom Holland.
Ryan made the weight 3 days or 2 days prior, but I assume he was dying. And then texted like, "Hey, I made weight," and he's like, "Okay, weigh-ins," and he's like, "Well, I made weight now, so like we're good enough." Like,
interesting.
Yeah. So Ryan Bowen got a bunch of hate. I get it.
Shout out to Joe Fitzsimmons for watching. Thanks, Joe. Joe always comes.
Joe Fitzsimmons, world champion, one of my first trainers in arm wrestling, and still one of my trainers to this day, which makes me the best left in the state. I love Joe Fitzsimmons. He's a great man.
Yeah, he's comes to our tournaments and everything, so I appreciate it. Thank everybody. Thanks for coming always and watching and stuff. But
we appreciate it.
If you want to come and enjoy a good time. At the end of this month, New York State Championships comes to Average Joe's Beernasium. There's going to be about 12 super matches. I mean, they're going to be ridiculous. I can't wait. There's going to be food there, drinks there, and starts at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We'll be starting around that time. Obviously putting everything together with James Reed and Michelle Dugan and the whole crew. But yeah, you don't want to miss the super matches. They're going to be great. Also, at the end in September 20th, King of the Tri-State 2. Like I said again, that's going to be at Hotel 0 Degrees, Danbury, Connecticut. It's called New York Tri-State Arm Wrestling, so we are going to hit the Tri-State. Next state will be New Jersey. And, yeah, we're going to keep it there. We're going to make sure we go around and try to hit all the states and make sure that we get as many people as we can, on every single – the tournaments can only get better with more people. So the more guys come, the better it's going to get, the nicer the place are going to get. I mean, it's just the fact of it. As long as everything keeps going, we have good entries, good, people there. I mean, there's going to be free food, free drinks. We're occupying all 3 rooms. It's going to be ridiculous. But, yeah, you got anything else, bud?
Who do you got? Average Joe's or Purple Cobras? Who's going to win? Is Vince Vaughn going to be there?
Vince Vaughn's going to be there. No, Vince Vaughn's not going to be there.
Oh, that's like this.
No.
Vince Vaughn is a cool enough guy. I think if you asked him, you gave him enough time, he would go to something like that.
He would maybe. I would say something like that, yeah.
I would say Vince Vaughn's the man enough to do something cool like that.
But at the same time, it's like, where is he?
Well, you got to text him.
Oh, yeah. Let me just look him up my number real quick and fucking hit him up,
Bro,
I got his cell phone number right in my phone. I was going to actually call him yesterday.
Yeah, but you forgot, right? It's another one? I want to get like man, if I could ever get, my goal would be if I'm at peak arm wrestling level, like I'm saying world champion level, to get like Shane Gillis to be at my event. I would be like, in a different body part.
Shane Gillis, isn't he he's the comedian, right?
Yeah.
Wait, you don't know who Shane Gillis is?
I'm pretty sure. I'm just not good with like names. Is he the?
He's the white redheaded
the big tall white dude? Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Where he said, "Just miss me."
Not redhead.
Shane Gillis is a ginger.
No.
The
Hold
what?
on. James Reed just texted me, so James Reed confirms Shane Gillis is funny as fuck and is a ginger. He didn't say that, but
He messaged you or he? Because I don't see anything in the chat. I only see like some things that are here in the Facebook chat.
he's DMing me on Facebook. So hold on. Yes, I completely understand. If there was actually not, go ahead and allow me to slide in there. But every time it says enter chat without a mic, I do changing it. I'm also traveling at, I won't say that, with a bunch of I can't read the rest of that without like incriminating James Reed, but he can't get on tonight, and I'm gonna tell him that we love him, and he was here.
Great. All right, man. I'd say.
All right, dude. It was great to do another one of these with you, Steven Fernandez, the most light-skinned Argentinian I've ever met in my life.
Always a pleasure, my man. And we'll see each other. You're going to be down here, right? New York State Championships, I would say Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stay for the tournament. I want to go support my brother, but
you should definitely stay for the tournament. 100%.
Yeah, well, the problem is if I pull the tournament, I have 1 week until Tim Lewis, right hand at the Stone Super Series. And I'm going to let everyone know real quick, if anyone's watching or gives a shit, I am probably not doing a super match or pulling with the left arm for a while. I recently started lifting again with the left, and I found out my left is really, it's not where it was supposed to be. I think the last time I did any measurements on where the strength was is like Arm Wars 2. So that was April 9th. So April 9th, I was kind of healthy, and now my left arm is not healthy. So anyone that's thinking about doing a super match with me, just get that out of your mind. I got to heal up and get healthy, and then I'm going to come back, and then I want to do it, guys. Until then, how do you have that ringtone, dude? I would like headbang so hard to that, I'd have a fucking concussion by 2 days.
Dude, it's like one of my favorite songs that I've seen live. So,
what song is it? It's a song?
Yeah, you got Rumble from it's Rumble from Fred Again. Look up Fred Again. He's got like amazing songs. He literally makes music as he's like in front of you. He's making the music as it's going.
Fred?
Like he made
Fred
Again. James, do you know who your ref is for the Stone match?
Who asked this question?
Mike Bisman. Shout out to Dan C.
I'm assuming, is it Mike Bisman? Is he the one doing it?
I don't know. Mike, are you the one that's reffing the match?
I know Nick did say the head ref, and I'm sorry, but he was looking for a down ref. So if Mike wants to be the down ref, Mike could check out these fucking sick guns. Dude, look at my forearm. My forearm is bigger than the bicep. That's so stupid.
Yeah, it is. I know. You're 100% right.
But if Mike wants to, I know me and Mike are boys, so.
He's not your boy.
Dude, Mike, tell us, dude.
Yeah, he said, yep.
Mike and
Nick's reffing. Nick's the one that's reffing.
Nick is
Mike
reffing?
is reffing.
Oh, he's the head ref?
I'm not sure, but he said, yep. So
Mike,
I guess after you asked the question, he said, yep. So
Mike, you know that Tim likes to move a lot in the setup, and you better call every foul, like no games. You don't.
No, Mike's really fucking. I mean, he's one of the he's a very picky ref. I mean, it's so he's a good ref.
Yeah, Mike
So
yelled at me at
he's
your
not gonna
house
be able
too,
to
and
do
it
what
made
he.
me upset.
But
But
we'll see.
I looked up Fred again. What was the name? What's the song? Boiler
Just
Room?
look up Fred again. That's all you have to look up. Fred again, and just click on any fucking song. It's every single one of them is in.
No, but what is that song, Steve?
What do you mean?
What was the song on your phone?
Oh,
Do you not
Rumble.
understand English? Rumble.
Rumble.
Who's reffing in September? Do you know
He
yet?
said, "Fuck it, it's retarded. I'm out." Okay, so he said he can't get in. He's trying to get in. James is trying to get in. He can't get in. Say again.
Hey, don't
What
say
are you saying, Ridge?
Who do you have reffing in September? Do you know yet, or have you?
A few refs I have. I have Ray, Ron Singley. I think Mike might be helping out. It's all depending on his schedule. I think, right, Mike? For September 20th.
So you're
Mike is, yes.
saying
He's
Ronda
head
Cut?
refing your match.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Mike, you're going to see the best face ever. Hello, Michael. Oh, sorry, Stan Lewis. I'm sorry I did that to you. And then Tim's going to hit me that shit that I'm a left arm puller, and I'm good both arms. Just right now I'm autistic on the left. Or not autistic.
Yeah.
Autistic people are high functioning. But whatever's a low functioning person, like, okay, my left arm's like a meth head right now. It doesn't really know what it's doing. And it's going through a lot, and no one's trying to give it the support because it's burnt all the bridges. Oh, by the way, it's Skrillex. It's Skrillex and Fred again, but Skrillex is the main name.
Skrillex. Just look up Fred again. All
You
the
like-
fucking music.
Wait, Steve, you like dubstep?
I like everything, dude. Anything that sounds good. I mean, trance, techno. I used to be a good. I mean, so yeah.
We're gonna bump this on the way to the bar tonight, just so you know. We're gonna do this for you. But hold on. So we gotta go to a rave. That's what you and me are gonna do. With some LEDs, just so you know, I have like wicked.
Good rave.
Like you guys are gonna think that I'm this fucking headbanging. I'm actually having a seizure, and you're like, "Well, this guy's killing it." But I also have wicked coordination, so my body's not gonna let myself fall down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that joke the other day. I don't know how it worked, but
yeah.
Anyways, James, if you're watching this, what the fuck? I wore the shirts.
He wore the shirt for you, James.
And now that I know Steve was a part of it, shout out to Steve.
Yeah, that's our new logo.
Now, what's going on here? King of the Table and MAGA? Like, what are you doing?
I love the shirt, by the way.
I was gonna say, was you have a problem with the shirt or the king of the table? What's the matter?
I don't know. Should I?
That's up to you.
I don't know. That's the best answer I've ever gotten given before. Is you don't like it. You know what I mean? Valid. Yo, the gold mic. I don't know. People don't compliment you enough, so I'm gonna give it to you. I like what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
Do you have the ring camera? Do you have the light, the ring light?
No, I got this square one here that's on the computer, and I got a new camera for the computer, and I got this new microphone and stuff, so everything's kind of.
Yeah, I gotta get me one of the cameras that go on top so people can tell that I'm actually Argentinian. But
I got this white one that makes me look Indian.
Yeah, you got to get one that makes you look darker, bro. Because everyone keeps being like, "Hey, I thought you were the Mason," and he was.
Steve was Spanish.
Yeah, Mason's Spanish. Fernandez is the most English last name I've ever heard, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. If I was a border, I'd be way more concerned about a guy with the last name Mason.
Are you coming up, Ridge?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna try and come up for both.
Ooh. Wait.
You better bring him. And if you guys are coming, you're coming to my house, staying Friday night, Saturday. Well,
I'll make you a deal.
Friday night. It's going to be Friday night because Saturday I'll be over there staying at a hotel.
All right, maybe we'll stay in a hotel with you.
I don't think about that. I'm going to be.
Come on, dude. You said that you had a jacuzzi in your hotel room. I want to lock toes with you. We'll have a little toe wrestle.
All right.
Is it because I got these mean ass big toes?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to put socks on.
But yeah, that's what we'll do. If you want, more than welcome to come Friday night, hang out here, and then shoot over there Saturday morning. And I don't think Saturday morning actually. I think it's going to be around Saturday afternoon, just for the fact that everything starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it takes about 3 hours, 3.5 hours maybe to get down there. So yeah, afternoon.
So who's the main first match of the night?
That's going to be Garrett Gilshaw and Dustin 2. So these are young kids. They're, I mean, for 154, Gilshaw's been showing improvement, and he's right at the bottom of that list. I mean, of those. I mean, he's getting better and better. He's lighter, So, but and Dustin just went up against one of these guys from Mac, and he's a really good puller. Won his match, and I can't put Garrett up against a regular guy at 54 because he'll demolish him, but I can put him up against these pros like Derek Doble or
Garrett Tupper.
Garrett Tupper or Chris Michaels. I mean, those guys are just too much for him. Even DeVete would be a little bit too much for him, but he's still on that right at that breaking level to be on that. You know what I mean, next level type. So that this would be a good match. Definitely, Dustin's going to be a good match for him. He's a little bit naturally bigger than Garrett, and that's what kind of we need. And age-wise, they're not too far different, in age either, so which is good. A lot of Garrett's matches are, the guy's either a lot bigger or a lot older. He looks a lot more than Garrett. Would be a significantly even match within weight class. I mean, I think maybe 5 or 10 pounds difference between them. But besides that,
Fuck.
it's going to be a really good match. I think they're gonna open up the show. So I'm hoping for them to give everybody a good show. And I think Garrett's good. I mean, he's in a war a lot of the times, but he usually wins his matches. And I mean, he's good. He's a good puller.
Who's the second one? I just want to do this real quick. I figured we might as well hit the 2-hour mark before we call it. So who's the second super match?
I didn't even put them in order yet, to tell you the truth. I had the order list and everything else, and then I had to change a couple of things because we just added Matt Morrison versus Jeff Luke. So, but yeah, so I kind of have to reorder them a little bit more. The main event, what I can tell you, the main event definitely is going to be Joe Yars versus Shiyu Lin, which is going to be a banger of a match.
Yeah, Shi Lin, I think, is going to win. I'm not saying that because I'm boys with him, but I'm kind of boys with him, and I follow him on Instagram, and he gave me some advice, so I'm with Shi Lin.
Shiyu's a beast. He's really strong. I don't underestimate anybody anymore, especially Joe. I mean, because he kind of like out of nowhere, will win and will beat these guys. He had a war with Coach Ray at I forgot if it wasn't Atlantic City. It was after Atlantic City. I think it was in Chicago. I want to say I'm not sure. I think it was in Chicago. But either way, Joe had a really good match with Coach Ray, and that just shows how much Joe has more in the tank. So it's not. I don't underestimate him anymore. It's a really good match. But yeah. We have Alexis Cabana versus Tim Bushy. That's going to be a really good match. Alexis won his match.
Yeah, Alexis is a bad dude. By the way, dude, I wish good credit score on you, Alexis. That's kind of like
wish you a good credit score.
No, like everyone always wishes people good luck. I'm like, man, I hope you wake up tomorrow with an 850 credit score. Like that's way nicer to say to someone.
You're so fucking retarded. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but she's smiling because you're like, no one's ever wished you that, huh?
Hey man, I wish you a good credit score, bro. I wish you wipe your ass clean tomorrow, man. You better.
Yeah, I wish you get a really high pressure bidet and a good credit score, brother. Good vibes to you.
And then we have Vadim Herman versus Jamie Holborn.
And you didn't put his nickname in the thing, and that made me really upset.
I didn't know his nickname, dude. I knew it was
Bird
New
York. He's sticky like a bird dog.
It's New York versus Vermont. That's what I made it. New York versus Vermont.
It's more than that.
It's New York versus Vermont is what it is.
This is, hey, shout out to Chris Michaels. My brother is going to get the W for you, big guy. Actually, Chris Michaels is pretty little. Speaking of Chris Michaels,
This is a
I
right-handed
plugged this
match.
whole.
This is a
Doesn't
right-handed
matter.
match. Not
Win's a win.
so-
Win's a win. But hold on, real
No,
quick. I did this whole thing for Chris Michaels. So you see Chris Michaels hitting the speed bag right here?
Yeah.
I wish he
Picture.
was hitting my bag. That's why I screenshotted that on Wednesday for that moment.
Yeah.
You are pretty gay, huh? Yeah. So, anyways, Victor Clearwater versus Chris Couch. Kraken
Ooh.
Arms versus Iron Arms. I think it's going to be a really good match.
Dude, Victor's been training hard, and Victor's probably the only guy I've seen on this card that's promoting the hell out of it. So shout out to Victor.
Yeah. Shout out to Victor. Thank you for promoting it. You're 100% right. I do see that a lot. Other guys have been reposting and sharing, but I mean, Victor's been, and he gets a good amount of people too, so which is great. And yeah, this is going to be a good match. Victor's actually dropping a significant amount of weight to come down to 220 and go up against Chris. Chris just won his match from, I think, the Vermont State champion, correct?
Who is?
Chris Couch just won his match up against Steve.
Yeah, Chris just beat Steve Durak, and Steve he's the number one contender, best heavyweight in the state, and he is pulling top September 26th, 27th, maybe. I don't have the exact date. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, 27th, because I think it's a week after mine. So September 27th.
Oh yeah, good point. And yours is the 20th. So yeah,
I think they're doing this. I think they're doing the Vermonts on the same day as New England's.
they've done that 2 years in a row, and it really sucks. But obviously, the best guys don't need to go to fucking New England because we're in Vermont.
Obviously not. So
All right.
next match, Michael Hawks versus Mark Haggett. That's another one. Mark Haggett has actually been promoting it a lot. I don't know if you've seen Mark Haggett's video from Disney World. He's on vacation and promoting this.
I didn't see
If
the
you
Disney
haven't,
World one.
I think you'll enjoy it. I think you will enjoy it.
So
I think
he
it'll be-
did one in Disney World?
He did one in Disney World with him being the Batman. I mean, as a Disney, themed kind of movie with music in the background. I mean, you gotta see it. It's. I thought it was great.
I
thought it was.
check that one out. I saw the one where he was like at his house and training, and it was inspirational, but it also like got me worked up in different ways.
That's a left and right-handed match, so we'll see what happens with them.
So, do you think? I mean, you're not allowed to tell me because you're the promoter, but I wanted to speak on that a little bit. I think Mark should be the favorite right hand, but again, I haven't seen much from Michael Hawks' right hand. I know he just placed second at the Battle of the Beach. That was really recent.
Yeah, into a very close matchup against Fred Morrison, and Fred Morrison actually has a matchup against Ray Romanowski for King of the Tri-State too. It's gonna be such a banger.
And I'm going to have to say one thing about any arm wrestler in the game. Ray Romanowski has the best profile pictures in the game.
He
posts
has
some
a
of the most
mean hook
trickiest
too.
shit.
He's so fucking strong. He's so underestimated. He's beaten Sean Weber before.
Yeah.
Well, that can tell you that much, you know.
Is that confirmed? Are you sure? You better make sure that's a confirmed thing.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Okay, so it's confirmed?
It was at my tournament.
It's confirmed. That Ray Romanowski did beat Sean. I just want to make sure. And listen, I'm tired of these allegations of people hypothetically pinning people. Everything on here that we talk about in the strap happened.
Yeah.
So I almost beat Sean.
Yeah, you almost, but you
I
didn't.
almost
Anyway,
beat Sean.
so Ron Singley, almost. Ron Singley, Ron Akonda versus Sergio Lisboa, the Giant Slayer, left and right hand.
Ooh.
I mean, Sergio is a stronger left-handed puller. Ron is a stronger right-handed puller.
I think Ron's got it right.
I think it's going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be really close, though. Either way, because Sergio is still right-handed is strong. Ron is too as well, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
If
They
Ron
both-
can get that top roll, then Sergio's fucked. But if Sergio can implement the hook, then I don't
Sergio's got
know
a
how.
really
I
good
know
hand.
Ron's.
Sergio's got a really good hand. That's the problem, to break through his hand. I don't think there's not a lot that you can.
What? That makes sense though. All of beast mode, all those guys have
Oh yeah,
strong
really
hands.
good hands.
Like Jesus really strong.
Yep. Sergio's hand's real strong. Miguel's hand's really strong. Jason Ciardi's hand's really strong. I mean, all the guys that practice over there, they have a really good hand.
Yeah.
You have to practice with them to be in any kind of level with them. Tyler Edlin versus David Seaton. It's gonna be a banger. Tyler just lost his matchup against Evan James Reed. Evan James Reed just lost his matchup against Dave Seaton. I think, depending on styles, how it goes, Tyler does have a really good hit. Needs to build his strength a little bit more on his arm, which I think he can. David Seaton is really good. I mean, even better in the straps. But styles make matches, so we'll see what happens. You never know. You know
I
what
was
I mean?
going to say, I wanted to bring that up real quick. That was a weird one because you said Evan lost to David, but Evan beat Tyler. But I think a lot of people forget about this. But arm wrestlers know. I could beat Ridge all day and lose to you, and then Ridge would beat you.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it happen
Vice
so
versa.
many times, so many different, so that's why it's kind of confusing to make the match. I wasn't going to, but then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see what happens because, they both have really long levers, kind of like him and Evan. I mean, Tyler has a really good hand. I think so does Dave. I think I think if Tyler went on the press a little bit more, because I don't think Dave has too much of a press. He's a really he's a really good top roller. He's got a really good hand. He's got a really good hit, really good endurance. So Tyler, I mean, is right there with him. I think he's actually faster. I think his hand's a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if it's stronger than his, but Tyler does have a very good hand. Strength wise, I mean, they're right there. So I think it's going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be a very good match. It's not going to be easy for either one of them. I can tell you that much. But yeah, we have about 12 matches going on. So that's going to be it.
I think they're all going to be bangers. Yep. I'm excited for most of them.
Yeah.
Some of them not.
Some of them not so much.
Shut up, dude.
Shut up.
Go put some fucking that skin complexion self tanner on.
Go shave your fucking beard and look.
You know what? I wouldn't even be scared to play Uno with you because I know you wouldn't steal my green cards, you little bastard.
I just put the reverse shit on it. I mean, I just reversed it to you, the gay card, and I just reversed the gay card to you.
Fucking A, dude. You always do that shit, bro. I can never recover from this. Again, dude. Thanks everyone for watching. And Strap and Steve, thank you for this being you, buddy.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you for always. We talk like every day now, but yeah, thank you for always being on, being truthful, being blunt, and Ridge, the bishop, always, man. You're always welcome to the house. So I know James told you too. So, but yeah, man, in the Strap, watch us every Friday. We're usually on around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Today was a special viewing because we need the Storm to be on here, so we did a little bit earlier. If things sometimes change, we'll notice you guys on Facebook, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, tell your mom.
Tell your mom.
Tell your mom about us.
Tell your
dude.
mom. Tell everyone.
Tell your
Everybody
mom.
tell your mom.
If you don't have a mom, make sure this is the challenge for In the Strap. Every day of the week, you got to find one person and be like, "Have you seen In the Strap?" And if you haven't
seen this Strap, you got to watch the Strap.
Yeah, put it on the QR code.
Eventually, you got to have a match, live stream on the Strap, in the Strap, on the Strap, in the Strap.
I want to do that. Hey, you know what? We real quick is it the 30th of this month, August 30th? I might show everyone a flash pin super match in the strap. It might
It
happen.
might happen.
That's all I'm
We
gonna
don't know
say.
yet. We didn't even talk about it.
I have a guarantee. I got to pin a guy 3 times within 3 minutes with breaks, and I think I can do it.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I'll call him out the day of it. Like,
We'll
hey,
see
you
what
thought
happens.
so? Let's
If it
try it.
happens, I don't think so.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Love you,
You
brother.
too, man.